Today's video is going to be about this barn renovation. I'm excited to share it with you, even though aesthetically speaking, this is a disaster. So I'm preparing you. This is not some sort of a renovation where you take a turd and turn it into a diamond. This is rather like taking the renovation of I want to say, something that you know is never going to be beautiful and just making it functional. You want to check out my barn? Here she is. I'm not sure if a barn is male or female in the English language, but I've decided she's a lady. It is the place where we safely lock away things with some extra magic power of Anna and Elsa, of course. Where we store our farm equipment such as irrigation pipes, weed whackers, seeding trays, and let's not forget our animal feed. But why is this building, even after its renovation, not winning a beauty prize? The building is actually on one of the lowest areas on our farm, meaning when it rains it has a tendency to swamp. But because we cannot move the building elsewhere on the land, it made no sense to invest a serious amount of time and energy in doing it up, as it would always be in a wet area. Our decision was to just try to, with as little money as possible and as many repurposed materials as possible, make this into a functional space. Philippe's grandfather built this barn for his sheep by hand, and a lot of hours must have gone into it. We doubt he knew the land very well back then, as his choice of location for the barn is questionable to say the least. Another interesting choice was to lay cinder blocks on top of one another and not actually joining them together with cement. When we arrived, half of the building had collapsed and brambles had taken over. The place was a right mess and was littered with all kinds of unwanted items. We set out to free the building and started clearing all the junk. The left side of the barn had been the stable for the sheep, and the floor was actually covered in a thick layer of compost, which had formed over time after the sheep stopped going there. Philippe set up a small sieving operation to separate big chunks of wood and stone from the fine compost, which we then gathered in an improvised compost pile. We salvaged a lot of tin plates that we repurposed in order to put the left part of the roof back up. For the wooden structure we used chestnut beams we had salvaged from our small townhouse renovation, which we were doing simultaneously. The wood we did buy was the main pine beam we needed. It was about 3.5 meters long and didn't cost much. Our good friend Aaron laid out a floating floor in both sides of the barn using the cinder blocks Philippe's grandfather had left us. Now all our material could stay dry, even in the rainiest of weather. Last but not least, we decided to add a bar hatch because, well, the words barn and bar are very similar, and it would only make sense that during a hot summer day a drink or two should be served here. Then we decorated the whole with some of the metal items we still plan on repurposing one day. And the last question, of course, remained. How do you bedazzle a cinder block building? My plan for it is to just cover it in hydra, which is the poison ivy, and many other climbers that make beautiful flowers, and I hope that by next year this will have sort of disappeared into the background and will be more a green hobbit palace. Let's hope that happens fast, because I know it's hard to look at. We hope you enjoyed this barn renovation episode. Hitting that subscribe button and giving it a thumbs up makes all the difference, you know, and it's very much appreciated. If you want to see more of our content, you can check out the cooking video we made using products we grow or soon will be growing on the farm, or check out the video we made on setting up our test garden. See you on the next one, The Farming Chefs. Peace out.